everybody, this is DrMcBrick, and as you can see, I have a heck of a mess going on here. This is part 3 of my new series, Mock Mashup. Now, in this particular series, I am taking city sets from 2019 Space and mashing them up with the police station from 2017, and we're going to build a huge space center. Now, you've seen the perimeter fence that we've done, and you heard the intro in part 1 and part 2. Now is part 3, where we're going to build a maintenance shed or a service facility, or if you'd like to call it, a mechanical shop for the Space Center. Okay, so I'm building the Rover Lab. The standard Rover Lab from the set comes with these bay doors here, which are really awesome, and they open up, and it basically comes standard here, and then it comes with this little lift right here that you can put the Rover up on and stand it up like that, and then a catwalk here that you can work on. There's a place for tools and all that kind of stuff. But you know what, that's not enough, right? That's not enough, and I have other plans for this. So what I did was, need to, there we go, the tolerance is a little bit better. What I did was expand it. And I expanded it because I got a whole bunch of these, as you saw in part 2. Because I am a orange, kind of have an unnatural obsession with the color orange in Lego, I have all these orange pieces, and so I thought what I would do is expand it by putting on orange pieces here, in an orange stripe, and then adding this right here. So we need to go 2 up with this particular stripe. So in order to overlap them, what I need to do is go with the singles in here, and then go ahead and put these on. And so I'll get this, let's see here. Let's go ahead and put these on real fast. I'm going to go ahead and stick these on here, and then I'm going to add the corrugated sides to the top. Now these will overlap here, so they'll interlock. I use these right here on the sides and on the side and on the end because I just thought they looked really, really good. And I know that technically you can see through them and all that kind of stuff, but let's just pretend that we can't for now. So once I do this, this will bring this up to a level that I need to go with a cross section here. And so I have those extra corrugated pieces there, and then using a piece from my hospital set, not my hospital set, from my police set that I got, I can actually go across here with this piece right here, and you see how it'll lock in here, and then I'll put another piece here, and then the other will go across here. And so it will all line up once I get the stripes. And that stripe, kind of that orange stripe, it's not on the same level as the sticker on the stripe, or the stripe on the sticker there, but it's about the best I could do, because I don't want to get it any higher, or else I'm going to have to go up with the roof some more and all that kind of stuff, and it's just going to get ugly. So let's take a look and see what I did inside. Now this is going to be a super secret area. So as I expanded, I basically just used another one of these, the 16 by 16 plate, and added it onto the back. And then I added on a door. Well, it's kind of a super secret area, and I wanted to kind of give it a warehouse feel, so I kind of blanked off that door. I don't know if I like that or not. If I can find a blue blank, I might put it in there. But I blanked off that door because I just thought that way it's real secret. As you can see, when you go in, you have to put in your key code, but you go into a little security lock there, and guess what? You have to go through another security door. And I have the lock on the wrong side, actually, so I need to switch that around on the door. But you go through there, and that way you can enter, and then you can enter the super secret lab. And there's going to be some interesting stuff in there, so I will show you that when we finish, of course. So anyway, so that is what I have so far with this particular Rover Lab, but it's going to be more of a general maintenance facility for me, and I think it's turned out pretty well. I think it's going to look really good with this corrugated blue going around to the white, and then adding some orange striping and stuff. I've wondered about putting some white on here and things like that, but I think that might be too much white. For the moment, I think it looks good as a kind of a pole barn, shed, maintenance facility type of thing. Okay, here is the final version of the mechanical shop that I built for my Space Center. Now, as you see, we're using the perimeter fence that I had talked about and built in part 2 of this series, but we're also using the facade from the set 60229 from the Rover Lab facade that the set came with, and all that came with was the bay doors and then 2 of these blue panels right here, and then the rest, the back of it, the sides of it, it was all open. So it was just basically a facade. And you know what? I liked that facade so much that I used it as the inspiration to build this particular facility. Now, as we look around the facility, you can see, again, there's that perimeter fence, and again, each one of the buildings that I'm building for the Space Center will be on a 48 by 48 base plate. So I think there'll be probably 3 or 4 of those buildings, maybe 3 buildings and then 1 base plate with rockets. But as you see, we go around, what I did was to use the blue corrugated panels, and I absolutely love those blue corrugated panels, and I teamed those with these posts right here, these supports, and the set itself, I believe, came with 2, and there were 2 in the other set that I got, the launch control set, and so I'm using those as well. Right in here, if we kind of go up here, and I apologize for the shaky camera, but I put a gate right here. Here's a particular kind of lockdown area that I will populate with something at some point. Again, once we get this all set up, I'll put minifigs and rocket parts and all kinds of stuff in there so it'll be populated and stuff like that. So we come around here, and this is the back of the building. Now, before we get going, one of the things that I did was I wanted to continue the orange striping around the building, and so as you see, I did the orange striping 2 plates high, and then I put the corrugated blue on top of that, and then the orange striping up here 2 plates high again. Now, you may notice why I have a Technic beam and then a regular beam right here. That's because I needed the large beams for that particular span of roof. Well, I didn't have 4 of any one of those, so I had 2 beams, 2 Technic beams, and 2 of the long white solid beams, the one by I think 14s or something. And so anyway, so I use those. At some point I'll fill this in. Either I'll do the Technics all around, or I'll do the solids all around. Let me know what you think about that. And then as we go around back, of course, there is the door to get into the facility. And there are some lights there, again, with the orange theme, and you see the orange security lights going around the perimeter fence. You know, if there is a breach and stuff, those lights will go off. You see that this is a little system where you put in your key code, and then you will go into, it'll be kind of a little security lockdown where you have to then get buzzed in and let in. So I'll take off the roof in a little bit, but you kind of see how this goes. You see the way I've worked it out and everything like that. So I think it turned out pretty well. And you can see right there where the minifig would go up and would use their security code. Now, the roof itself comes off on all one piece. I did the HVAC unit on top as, you know, kind of the obligatory HVAC unit. But then what I did is oh, there's a piece there. I continued through with the HVAC unit on the back, I mean on the inside, for a blower and stuff. Just very simple, but at least it gives you the impression that there is an HVAC system in it. And then there are some shop lights that are hanging off the edge. So I will put that over here. And then we can open the bay doors and you can kind of get an idea of what she looks like inside. All right, so I've entered my code, and there's what it looks like inside. Let's go in and take a look over top. Now, the set itself came with this really, oh, can I get it? Oh, there we go, with this really cool lift. So it lifts up here, and there you have a little catwalk that the mechanics can go on, and then whatever ship or whatever mechanical thing, engine or whatever you're working on, you can work on up there. Right down here is your tool bin. You have all kinds of tools down there. There's a little trash can. But then what I did was expand it. And let's see here. Let's go over this way. So I added another tool bench, and I added another tank for welding and things. And so on the tool bench, there's a nice toolbox and just basically some implements and things like that. And then if we turn it around, you can see they're working on a robot, kind of a vehicle or an extra vehicular suit, a robot, whatever that is right there. They're working on it, and you can see that. And there's a computer there where they do some of their figuring. And notice that security door that I had mentioned before. The minifig comes through this foyer, and then they have to get buzzed in through that security door there. So this high security here in this particular workshop, because you know what, they do a lot of secretive things here, and they do a lot of work that well, I'll just tell you, it's just top secret military clearance type stuff. So anyway, so we put this lift down, you can kind of see it a little bit better, see some of the tools, see some of the detailing inside, the lights that are hanging up there, and then there's just that suggestion of a little ladder so you can actually climb up there, so they can climb up on that catwalk and actually work the mechanicals of whatever is up onto the lift. This lift again came with the actual set. I thought it worked out really well. I wanted to keep it. This part came with the set. I had to modify it a little bit, turn this stuff around so it looked more like a ladder, add a couple of clips and some tiles and stuff like that. But other than that, the set came with a few tools and things like that. So anyway, I think it turned out pretty well. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think this is worthy of a space center. Let me know if you think this would be something that you would like to mock up and to build. And again, this is part 3 of what will be a many-part series on my Figsdale Space Center. So I have 4 of these plates to build, and the next one is going to be a research center, and then there'll be a training center, and then there will be the launch control center. So that's what's going on with part 3 of my mock mashup. I hope you're enjoying this series, and I really, really hope that you are, and sorry about the camera stuff here. I really hope that you're getting something out of it and learning that one of the things that I love to do, and that there's a light, I'll have to put that back on later, that I enjoy doing is taking the sets that already exist and mashing them up with other sets and really coming up with something really, really cool, such as this particular set here. So with that said, remember, I am a part of the BrickTubers Network. The BrickTubers can be found at the links in the description below. Now, don't forget, please subscribe, please share this video, and like this video if you really enjoy this series and you enjoy what we're doing. Thank you so much for all your support. I'm going to be off for a few days, got a few things to do with the family and some things to do at work. So I hope you enjoyed this workshop. Stay tuned for part 4 of Mock Mashup coming soon. This is DrMcBrick signing out.